I think that's one of the most important things, is that astrology is a symbolic language that describes the range of experiences that a person's probably going to have, but it does so symbolically. And as a result of that, you can develop very strong ideas about what you think it will mean, but until the day comes and until you get to that time and you've seen how the person's life plays out, you can never know for sure exactly 100% how that placement's going to work out, even if you have a very strong idea or pretty good informed inference about what it's going to mean. And I think that's one of the things that's an important caution when people get into this topic right away, is they should not develop a really intense assumption or thoughts about exactly how their life or their death is going to play out, because sometimes you can be off in even if you're like broadly correct archetypally about like the direction things might go, you can still be like wildly off in the specifics, so that it's not a good idea to develop like an unhealthy sort of like fascination with trying to figure out like one's death or something like that.
Yeah, so it's sort of that metaphor of like in using a predictive tool in astrology, you can see perhaps the shadows on the wall, almost like Plato's allegory of the cave. Like we can see the shadows on the wall, but that's not actual life. The actual life experience we'll have will be, the people who are casting the shadows. So we're getting this kind of future glimpse of what the shadow play looks like, but we don't exactly know what the full embodied three-dimensional experience will end up coalescing into within that range of possible archetypes.
Yeah, well, and astrology is very contextual, and it's like the more context you know, the more accurate you'll be able to interpret the astrology about how things are going to play out. But especially when you're talking about time frames like 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 years in the future, you have so little context about who you'll be and where your life will be at that time that it can be very difficult to say in the very firm specifics, certain things about it. Mm-hmm. But that's part of the tension with astrology just in general.
Yeah.
It's also just in terms of how when you're acting as an astrologer and when you're talking to other people, you're kind of like representing all of us in some ways. Mm-hmm. So it's like, don't make us look bad by doing something dumb that's like unethical. We've been in this period of like great popularity and sudden like resurgence of astrology over the past 5 years or so. And, if we head into a period where there might be more challenges to astrology or more blowback for astrology, just making sure astrologers are doing a good job and trying to act with integrity and ethics is definitely important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.